there was nobody in the parking lot.
Okay. So welcome, everybody. Let's get started. We do have some items on the agenda that we want to review with you. So in front of you, in your packet, you got the minutes from the last meeting. So if you want to review it, just make sure that you see if you have any questions, let me know. And if you are in agreement with the minutes. En español, ma'am, sorry. Hola, ma'am. How are you? It's okay. You can sit here or you can sit there. It doesn't matter. Are you going to show the video? For?
I can show part of it.
Okay.
We go a little quickly, you can see more of it.
Okay. Do you have any questions on the minutes? No? Nancy, ma'am? Nobody? Do y'all approve of the minutes? Yes? Okay. Next item on the agenda is school safety. Chief Romero was going to talk to y'all about school safety, and these are the notes this was what he was going to review as part of the SHAC. This is something that we use in our schools. That's why when you go to the campuses, you'll see this in either English or in Spanish. He wanted to reiterate that this is something that we implement and that we do review with our students. And he doesn't only review it with our students, but he also has our teachers, our principals, make sure that our teachers review this not weekly, but on a monthly basis. I think, how many times do y'all review it? At least twice, right? A semester. So just making sure that you all know that this is still in place. Also, some of our staff members have these cards on the back, okay? So, and we do our required number of drills, okay? Any questions on this? He actually wanted to go over with you all some scenarios to see if we understood each of the actions, but I'll give him another opportunity to present. The next thing on the item is, I just want to go really quick on Character Strong. And you have a pamphlet here. We are working together with Region 1. And Region 1 throughout the school district, throughout some of the school districts, purchased Character Strong program for us. Okay? So it's free for a whole year. And this is a tool that I met with our counselors, and we do have 2 counselors here with us today. And this is just like another tool item in their toolbox so that they can use to provide any type of services that they need for our students, any kind of lessons that they need for our students. So they're going to work with it, right? First through, pre-K to 5th grade, and then there's also 6th through 12th. Yes. So this is just an added tool that they have in their toolbox. And it's for a whole year that Region 1 purchased our licenses for the whole district. So I think that is pretty cool to have. We were excited about it, and they've got their passwords, and they're ready to implement it for our students. So that's exciting. The next thing is EverFi. EverFi was a free program that we looked into for our district, for our students with behavior problems in the DAP. And we met with our counselors this past week, and we're somewhat excited because most of our students that are in the DAP are students that are having problems making better choices, right? Not just because they get into fights, because most of them are not there because of the fights. They're there because they're vaping. And the vaping that they have is THC. So the majority of them are because of that. So we have a responsibility to make sure that they not only pass academically, but that we prepare them we prepare them. So we, as the counselors, we work together. Well, I was pretty much working with them, with the DAP staff, to make sure, like, okay, what else do they need besides academic progress? Well, they do need some social and emotional lessons. And Everfi has provided us with a series of lessons for social and emotional well-being. And so our counselors are scheduled to come in on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and they will meet with our DAP students and provide those lessons for them. Now, the lessons could be one-to-one, because maybe Lillian doesn't want to talk to a group, but it could be that maybe some want to get together and talk. So the counselors will sit there and talk to them about making better choices. It's about character strong. It's about the whereabouts of your character. It's the making vaping. It's just about financial. They also have lessons on financial stability. So we're excited about that, because as we get more practice into our lessons with Everfi, we are going to implement that for next year as a requirement, that a student that gets placed in DAP, in order for them to also exit out of DAP, they're going to have some required lessons through Everfi. So we're really excited about that. We're restructuring DAP so that not only do we work on attendance, we now work on academic progress, but we also address the social and emotional well-being. And so we met with the counselors, and I think that we're all speaking the same language, and we're excited about having Everfi come into and help us out with our social and emotional. And then human trafficking. Human trafficking was something that we brought up in one of our first SHAC meetings, and Ms. Zambrano was voluntold to help us out with our 8th grade students, right? And she provided a lesson on human trafficking, and she presented it. And so I said, well, why not share it with our SHAC? Because we did say that, we were going to bring it in. And then as we were talking with our counselors this week, we made some connections. So you want to share that and the lesson that you shared?
I spoke to all 8th grade that had their consent to be able to see counselor, and I started off with, I'll show you in a little bit. I go over some vocabulary words that are not familiar with our students, just in general, because it's a topic that they may have heard about, but not everyone goes into it. Well, we start off by watching a video, and in the video, the students were engaged. They watched the whole thing. So then at the end, you had silent, they didn't know how to think and what to think about. So it just so happened that one of the students that I have is Ms. Becerra's son, and he's an 8th grade student, watched the video, and just so happened while they were at home, his sister was talking about this person that added her, and kind of a little excited, right? Someone new, someone you get to talk to. And then generally, as Ms. Becerra mentioned, Presley's the one that's the talker, and JR is kind of the listener and a little bit more quiet. Well, he speaks up. You don't even know who you just met on Snap. You don't even know if they're real. How could you just add them? And I think it caught her off guard. She didn't see it coming. His worry was enough in his voice and his tone that it was everyone just kind of paused, because he doesn't really speak up. He's very quiet. He's your quiet guy that's gonna just do what he needs to do, never kind of ruffle some feathers. And then it was the moment, I think for you, was a big one, because you're like, what? Where does he come from? What is Marisa doing over there, right, with these students?
No, but I love the fact that he said, and that could lead to human trafficking. And my counselor says, and I was like, of course, right, I'm beaming inside, because finally, not you, it's my son, but he made the connection, my counselor, this is coming from my counselor, and it's hey, what we're doing, yeah.
Some of them are listening.
It sticks.
Well, and the boys are the ones that, after we watched the video, Miss, are you, and the conversation with those that wanted to talk, they did it. And there wasn't, people weren't talking on the side, they weren't laughing, they weren't joking, they were listening to these boys that were like, did you see that? What happened? And so then in my school bouncer boxes, okay, you can see what the video says, you can infer different things that may or may not happen. I'm gonna stay in my little box, and if you have any other kinds of questions, we can see what we can address, but these are things that are out there, they exist in the world. So I would like to show you part of the video if it allows, and it's just, you have this moment of like, there's no way. And I also with the 8th grade was very much, I'm not showing 6th grade, I'm not showing 7th grade, you all are young adults, you're gonna be high school students in a number of days. I would like you to see and like eyes open, because you know, for them, nothing's gonna happen to them. Nothing ever happens to them.
I'm interested.
Yeah, so, let's see if I go, how does this? Excuse me. So I went over basic, what it meant. A lot, basically just coercion or convincing someone into something that they are unfortunately unable to speak out against and get caught into. These are the vocabulary words that I went over with them. Grooming is a word that we hear, but I don't think a lot of us can understand, or maybe we don't know exactly what it means, but basically it's building a relationship with a child, young person, or adult, affects any age, and then put at risk so that they can abuse them and manipulate them into doing over a period of time. Alienate was a new word for them, so being alone, desensitize, understanding what that meant, and capitalize within safety words of the words. I worked really hard to make sure that the word I used was trafficking with the students. I think I'm gonna try. Would I go here? How would I push play on this? Can I X out to see it
Yes.
on Canva? Okay, let me go this way. It's right there, but it's not there. Can I go to the internet? Is that okay? Oh, instead, I'll just go to the online. So this was presented to us over at our conference at Region 1. I'm sorry, guys. This is what I'm used to. There it is.
The grooming process is a very effective. Traffickers know that it's effective, and they use that more than anything. Most people think of, when they think of human trafficking, they think that it is a white girl being snatched up off the street. That's like 2% in me violent and called victims of human trafficking. The majority of it is being groomed or deceived or tricked into a trade. The grooming process is very, very effective, and I had no idea what it was. And I knew that that's what had happened to me. I guess if they understood a little bit more, they would be able to know that their decisions can affect their lives forever. Are you headed out? Yeah. Okay, where are you going? Just out, Mom. Okay, are you going with Brittany and Kelly? No, I haven't been confident in months. Okay, all right, well,
Okay, just listen. Wow, that's pretty. You know, I can tell that you've been carrying a lot lately, with your mom and stuff. So I got you a little something to help carry your burdens. No. Don't worry about it. Hey, I'll always be here to help carry your burdens. And even if you can't trust anyone else, you can always trust me.
you're late. I know. Hey, stranger. Sorry. I've just been busy. You missed movie night. Yeah, really miss you. So what have you been up to? I gotta go. Are you serious? You got here. Who even is that? No, it's not her mom. Excuse me, where do you think you're going? Out. Well, you've been going out an awful lot lately. What do you mean going out? Yeah, just going out. What is this? Where did you get that purse from? My friend gave it. Really? Your friend gave it? Yeah. It's like I don't even know who you are anymore. Yeah, maybe you never did.
Olivia, can I kiss you?
Where have you been? Okay, really, well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been calling you and texting you. Oh my God! That's exactly what I mean. I'm tired of this. Really, what's the reason for this? I've been calling you and texting you. You don't even answer the phone. You don't even care. This is exactly what I'm saying is you're not even listening to me. If you just listen to me for a minute. I've been trying to ask you what's been going on with you and you don't talk to me. I'm tired of you always nagging me. Always. Nagging you about what? Where I am, who I'm with. Oh, why? Because I'm your mom and I care. That's why I ask these things. It's because I care. Like, this. What is going on? Where are you going? You're refusing to talk with me. Look at me. I can't do this. Oh my gosh. Olivia, what are you doing? Just get back in the house. Get in the house. What are you doing?
Every day with this one. If you would do exactly what I say, I will send this to your mom and I will post it everywhere the hell I please. Hi, honey. What do you need?
Did you set the password to the computer?
Let's place in my phone. Do I look like what do you
Bring something.
get off my computer?
Are you trying to hide
No, no. If you do so much as move without my permission, I swear I will kill you.
something going forward tonight?
Hey, get the hell out of my car.
I just don't understand anymore. What's happening? How do you know? Snapchat.
Even if you can't trust anyone else, you can always trust me.
Here's a police officer, Andrews, what are you reporting?
Yes, I need to, speak to whoever handles, missing persons, please. Yeah, my daughter hasn't come home. I don't know what I need to do. I don't know what I need to do. No, this isn't, yes, I know, okay. Yeah, I'll hold. No, she didn't leave with a friend. I don't know where she is. No, she's never done this before. No, she didn't run away. You don't understand. Like what do I need to do? Do I need to come down there and talk to somebody? Like what do I need to do? Yeah, I have photos. I can do that. Okay. I know, I'm sure you deal with this stuff all the time. I appreciate your time.
That last scene brought up a whole lot of conversation with the kids trying to figure out what that person was. Was that person the victim, or was that person Kyle, who does the beginning texting to then get them to go off to the next person who does the picking up and the befriending? So like that was a really good way for them to see you can't trust. I thought the girl was the fish,
The next
bait,
victim.
the bait on trying to get like being real flirtatious, trying to get the conversation going. And then once the next step is on like meeting, and then other students thought that was the next victim. So like that right there was a really good conversation for us to talk about. Any initial thoughts?
No,
It's heavy, huh?
it is.
So after that, we did go through and we went over the vocabulary words again. I did put them up again to go over it again. And then I used the resources from the International Legal Organization, the National Community Trafficking Hotline, and the second one, because I wanted to make sure that what I was showing them, I showed them these are cited, they're shared. If I could get the most recent, I think we have like a 2023 or 2024 statistic that we shared with them. So this was something that we went over. Like what you were promised, you got the purse, she was gonna have a trouble-free life, right? Mom's wasn't gonna be there anymore. Things to notice, the importance of identity. A lot of us are gonna get a driver's license when we go to high school, and the fact that if you don't have that, what control do you have? Because right now, they don't have a lot. They don't have a driver's license. They may not have an ID. The fact that they can just be without anything, whereas, as you get older, you've got much more identifying documents. And then some things to notice, we didn't see any physical symptoms, but we all did notice as we went through, we talked about the emotional symptoms that was coming across by her. One of the statistics that we shared, that it does happen And a big one is that it could be anybody. It could be kids, young adults, and then older adults. Especially those that are harder with their language or being able to, to get the promises of work. So we talked a lot about labor trafficking. And this one was another one. Who are they? Partners, family members, friends, strangers, connected by mutual friends, especially with the Snapchat.
That was
Gracias.
when my kids were talking about it. Presley was like, "Oh, who added me? Oh, he's friends with so and so." So and I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
And then she was like,
Toward girls.
"Yeah, you're right." I'm like, just because
Your
all
friend
they have to
trusted
do,
them.
all they have to do is infiltrate into one.
Yeah, we talked about Instagram's people you
Yeah.
should know.
And
We all have that, right?
Right, and now they have the Finsta where you can make, and it was on Instagram, it wasn't Snap, it was Instagram. And on Instagram, there's Finsta, it's a fake Instagram, they can create fake profiles. So all these kids are just adding,
Randoms.
Randoms,
They've got their main
yeah.
account and their spam account.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you, he added me on my main, but I'm not gonna add him on my spam.
yes,
And then there's,
Wow.
yes.
my main account and not on my spam, because I don't need them to know that I'm spamming stuff, because then they're gonna know what I'm posting and what I'm
Yeah.
sharing. I don't want them to know it's affiliated to me. And that's a quote today.
I barely can get on
Yes,
That's a quote
Facebook.
today from an 8th grader. No, if you follow my main, not my spam. And then, so this was just, they loved talking about it. At first it was quiet, and it was boys and girls. So the boys were the ones who were like, wait, that girl at the end, it was something that we brought up. So this is another one from Contact Boot Camping. So I went and found 2 different ones based on what they shared with us at Region 1 for the Human Trafficking Conference that I attended. And so it was something really nice to come back and share and show, which is something that was good for the students. The teachers enjoyed it too. I had a substitute there for one of them, and she was older, so I wasn't sure where we were going, and she was like, "Did you watch that?" So she engaged. Sometimes some people it's a hard topic to talk about, but she joined me, which was nice. We went over myths and realities because everyone has their idea of what it looked like, and then because I focus on trafficking more on labor versus sex trafficking, I didn't say the word that. I just used trafficking in general, and I let them infer based on what they saw. And then we went through healthy relationships and not healthy relationships. So our junior high and high school students, they believe that being obsessed with one another is part of being in love. Myth breakers, false. We went over having a controlling partner means they care about you. No. Is it normal to ask your partner for permission to go somewhere to buy something? But we had a conversation about this. If I'm gonna go buy a house, I'm gonna let my partner know, right? Because that's it. I'm gonna share that with them, but not I'm gonna go have dinner with my friends. Can I go? So we talked about that one. I'm sorry that's in the way. It was a click as we go. So I would show them and then go over true false. Violence is an acceptable part of relationship. We are having to start now talking about dating violence with our 8th grade, coming to high school, because everyone has a relationship and we've got to learn our rights and our wrongs. And then what our healthy relationships should look like. So we talked about who we appreciate relationships with, and then they got to share something about that in class. So, yeah, and then online safety is huge. They hear about it all the time. They know all the answers. Everybody knows everything. But basically, I told them block is my favorite button. If I don't want anyone to see me, if I want to stay in my little world, it's a very safe place that we can create for ourselves. And it was just reminders on information private, set your private profile, never accept a random. Photos can be shared and used, so be very careful. This one is a big one. We stopped and said this out loud. Like, if you share a personal photo and someone uses it to threaten or blackmail you, you have options. Talk to a trusted adult about how to protect yourself or get help. Because sometimes they've already done the bad decision, and then they're too afraid or they're ashamed to ask for help because they've already made that first share of the photo. So we talked about that only because unfortunately some students are ready to make that right decision and they make that bad one. So we can still help them after that first bad one. And then trust your instincts. If something feels wrong about a conversation you're having, stop the conversation and block the profile. And then I think that also stated about saving what you have so that you could report it if necessary. So then we went over the hotline and support, and they heard me. At least some JR did. Right?
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zambrano.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us.
And I do want to make a comment on this. This is a really great initiative, and thank you for doing this and building that. This is why I got into my profession. And I do want to remind y'all that Senate Bill 12 does not cover this, that any human trafficking, child abuse, or dating violence must have a separate written permission slip that goes out at least 14 days. It cannot be electronical. This was passed in the 87th legislation, is Texas Education Code 28.004 Q1 through 6. And I had a student who, when we discussed this, pretty much tell me that she was being human trafficked. This was before permission slips were required, before this policy was actually implemented. She didn't recognize that these boundaries that her parents were requiring her, foster parents were requiring her, were not quote unquote normal. And then when this bill passed in the 87th legislation, my heart completely dropped, because I look at it and say, what would that student be forced to if there was a required permission slip? So it is very sensitive subject matter, and that's why I look at evidence-based health and wellness curriculum. It is also the job of the Student Health Advisory Council to adopt and implement and disseminate these programs all over the district. And so it's really important that we spread the message throughout our community that we need more parental involvement, because technically we don't even have quorum to have this meeting. The law states you're supposed to have the majority of parents, minimum of 5. And so we really need to be doing this kind of work, not just here today, but every day, because there's too many people being human trafficked, and their abusers are the people that they know. And so policy is very important, and I'm a big stickler on it, and I hate to be that way, but it's really important, especially in a time right now, that we look at the policies and what is it saying and what kind of barriers is it creating. So I just want to throw it out there. Thank you for implementing this. There are healthy relationship curriculums that can go all the way up until kindergarten, kinder through 12th grade. If you're looking for a program, there's one called iChamps that walks you through the process and works with SHACs. So, but thank you for throwing this out there. It's a great start, but we need to be doing more to be more vigilant with our kids.
Any other questions, concerns? No? Okay, then I think this is it of our agenda. Do you have, if there's anything else, then we can call the meeting to an end. Ma'am, do you have anything? No?
Sure don't.
We'll talk about your stuff next time around. Okay, guys, y'all have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know.
Don't have to do that.